Hey, you guys. So I was talking to one of my dear friends, and initially we were talking about what churches we were attending in this current day. And that is when I got into talking about spiritual vagabondism. And we had a really, really great conversation. I asked her if I could discuss what we were talking about in our conversation. And I was like, I kind of just wanted, I didn't mention your name or anything like that, but I did just want to let you know out of respect, and she just called me like right away, and she was like, I think that's part of the reason why we're so oppressed now spiritually in the church. It's because we're so afraid to talk about things, and maybe through someone hearing, maybe someone could actually relate to what we were talking about and get set free. And I couldn't agree more. A big problem in the church is that we don't talk about things that we need to talk about. And basically what we were talking about is gifts and spiritual freedom. And she shared with me that her mother was birthing a ministry inside of her, and she was shut down. She was, told that that's not something that women are allowed to do. Women aren't allowed to preach, and so on and so forth. After that happened, she kind of got physically ill. So much. Oh, goodness, there's so much that I could talk about with this situation. She basically started manifesting physical illness. How do you uncall who God has called? Like, how do you tell somebody that you're going to intentionally stagnate them and not allow them to blossom into who God called them to be? Like, I don't get that. That's actually pretty heartbreaking. This lady manifested this trauma, and it is a trauma. And I want you guys to know that a lot of the times, unprocessed trauma manifests as sickness, illness, and disease. Of course, you have the generational curses, but I'm telling you that there is a direct correlation between this lady becoming sick after being spiritually oppressed. I have questions like, did you talk to God before you told her that she could not, that she wouldn't be able to utilize her gifts in that capacity? Like, did you seek God before that? Did you get down on your knees? Did you fast and pray? Did you test her spirit to know that this wasn't an assignment that God had for her? Or did you just say, oh, because you're a woman, you can't speak in my church? Then you wonder why so many people are church hurt, why so many people walk away from the church and aren't able to distinguish that, this is man and not God, harboring the pain of what happened within the four walls of the church. Like, literally, you have someone who has wrapped their fist around and balled up and threw away what you were birthing inside of you. And the thing is, you can't let people do that. You can't let people do that. And I just want to know, at what point do we tell another person that God didn't call them? At what point do we say, I'm going to uncall who God has called because I don't agree with it? What point do you do that? So basically what you're saying is it's okay to listen to entertainers and let them influence our kids. We can, like paint the town red, and we can skill wheat. We can have women teaching us all of these things, but we stop at the church. Oh, so you don't have a problem protecting the ear and eye gates of your kids and your parishioners. They can listen to whatever they want to listen to. Oh no, we stop at the pulpit. Do you see how that doesn't make sense? Do you see the foundational issue with that? I'm just still stuck on how you oppress somebody's gift. And I'm not talking about any, just any old body. I'm talking about somebody that is a spirit-filled person. You know how you can just kind of tell that God has his hand on someone? That's how she is. That's how all of them are, like from the mother to the daughters as well. You can just tell that God has his hand on their lives. I get it, she could start her own ministry or go somewhere else after she's been at this specific church for 30 plus years and start over from scratch. Why would she do that? Why can't she utilize the gifts that God gave her inside the church? Basically, from Mark 16, from like 14 down to the end of the chapter, it basically talks about how when Jesus was resurrected, he visited Mary Magdalene first, in which whom he cast out 7 demons. And then it says that he appeared to the 11 themselves, and he told them to go out into all the world and proclaim the gospel to all of creation. He then goes on to talk about those who are baptized and saved, that signs and wonders would follow. They'd be able to cast out demons, speak in new tongues, heal the sick, raise the dead, things like that. I don't recall Jesus himself saying that all of these things can be done unless you're a woman. This is literally what we are called to do as believers. It's not gender specific. So I'm trying to figure out, why are you being told to disregard the Bible and disregard the very words of Jesus Christ himself, who commissioned us to go out and preach the gospel? And I'm not trying to turn this into a woman and man thing. I'm turning it into the truth of the word of God. And after that, Jesus went to sit on the right hand of God. So I think there needs to be a bit of reconciliation and repentance as it concerns how women have been muzzled in the church. Now, obviously, you're supposed to test every spirit. You don't just let any and everyone come up in the church doing whatever, but people that you know have a heart for God, a spirit for God, and has been living for God all their lives. Come on now. So that's all I have to say for now. Let me know what you think. Let's talk about it.